Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. Today I'm with a very special guest, the one and only OSBE Chill. And it's kind of like a play on words. When I was listening to like another podcast of yours, like you were like, it's OSBE Chill or OSBE Chill.
It's OSBE Chill. Like
OSBE Chill.
Yeah, that's what I go by. Everybody called me Oz, so kind of like Ozzy Osbourne.
I feel that.
Yeah.
When I first started listening to your music, I thought it was like an acronym. I thought it was like OSBE Chill.
No, it is an acronym though.
Okay, what's the acronym then?
Own shit before everybody.
Oh shit. That's funny as fuck.
Yes, sir.
And dude, it's crazy because how I found your music is honestly how I find everyone's music. I can stem like every song and artist I've listened to from two artists, either Lil Wayne or The Game. And I found The Game through Lil Wayne. Like for me, I'm only 20, so my first song I ever listened to was the Soldier by Beyonce and Lil Wayne.
Yeah,
like Destiny's Child, and like Lil Wayne really stuck out to me when I was listening to that. So I started,
the hardest verse on that song.
I know, right? And then I only got into The Game after Lil Wayne he was featured on My Life. Remember that song?
Yes, sir. Yeah, that was one of my favorite fucking songs.
It's fucking nuts. And there's like the dogs barking in the beginning, and like that guy like fell through the window or whatever. That was nuts.
Yeah, that was a movie.
So yeah, I listened to The Game's the 1992 album, and I wasn't paying attention to the features. I didn't even realize you were on that album until I listened to his retirement album. If you can, like, he might come out of retirement, who knows? But his retirement album, and you were on Carmen Electra. Yeah. And honestly, you probably had the best verse on the entire album though. In general, if I can, like the Black China part, pause. Like fuck.
Nah, yeah, real shit. Nah, yeah, that was an experience. On the 1992, I wasn't credited like as far as on the album, so it was hard for a lot of people to find me and figure out who I was. But like, I got fans to this day right now hitting me up like, "Yo, it took me days searching to see who that was on 1992." Like, I'm credited on like Wikipedia and shit like that. So they ended up finding me and shit. And so now everybody, actually, it was just the anniversary of 1992 yesterday. So.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's exciting as fuck.
Yeah,
like
it's been 4 years.
He basically gave you like your own little beat too, didn't he? Because it was like True Colors / what was the other part of it?
It's on.
It's on. And then you had that whole part to yourself, right?
Yep, killed that whole shit. Produced by Bongo, by the way.
Dude, that guy is a legendary producer.
Yes, he is. And it's crazy. That was my first time ever fucking meeting Game the day that I did that verse. Ever, like. The homie, he hit the homie up who produced and all of that, you feel me? And the producer homie hit me up and was like, "Yo, I'm about to go to one of Game's sessions. Do you want to go?" Like, hell yeah, that's Game. Like, so I go and like I'm in Game studio now, and I'm just standing there like I don't know nobody in this motherfucker. Game is in the booth. He's recording. He looks at me, put his headphones out, come out the booth. I'm like, oh shit, man. You feel me? He's on me. He like, who is you? Like, I'm like, oh, I'm OSBE. Like, you feel me? Like, what you do? I'm like, I do music. He's like, let me hear something. He literally plays like 30 seconds of my song, turns it off, and was like, yeah, I want you on the album. He's like, I want you to go on tour with me too. So I ended up going on that 1992 tour and all of that shit.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, bro. And at first I thought he was capping. I'm like, damn, this nigga Game fucked up, man. He gonna, you feel me, boost me up like that? Shit, I swear to God, bro, 3 weeks later, I get a phone call, and there's him. I don't even know how he got my number. He like, pack your shit. I'm like, oh, shit, all right.
Jesus.
Pack up, bro, I'm on tour. Yeah, that shit was crazy.
I feel like he's like a father figure in California at this point. Like I'll be listening to like any of his albums. Like maybe not the very first one. Because
bro out here, whatever you call him. Like, you got to remember, Game held the West down for a long time. It wasn't nobody like out the West, you feel me, until Mustard and YG and all of them start booming, you feel me? So it was like a 7-year span where nobody really cared about the West Coast, but they fucked with Game, you feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was definitely an honor.
I feel like he always puts on like up and coming artists too on his albums, and they like always have fucking nut songs.
Yep, he took Kendrick on his first tour, and he took Nipsey on his first tour.
That's fucking nuts.
Yeah, and then I'm literally the third person after them. You feel me?
Damn.
The whole lot of shit I'm trying to live up to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you feel like that's like a weight on your back, or do you feel like it's more like inspirational?
Nah, it's not a weight. You know that saying they say God don't put nothing on you that you can't handle. You know what I mean? So I feel like it was meant for me. You know what I mean? I've been wanting this all my life. You feel me? I've been wanting to fuck with Snoop, Dre, Game. Like that was my dream since a kid. Like so, it just happened how it's supposed to.
And you've met Dr. Dre too. Like what?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. A couple times. I actually was just at his studio like 2 weeks ago recording.
Oh shit.
Yep.
Is this like whole like divorce thing like getting under his skin though, or is it like he's still coming to the studio with you guys? Or
I don't think so, but I wouldn't know. You know, that's his personal business and stuff.
For sure.
You know,
it's fucking nuts when you get to like a platform like that stuff like matters to fans and stuff.
The fans and everybody. Yeah. I mean, like my mom says, my mom always like, oh, why you want to live in a fishbowl? And I never understood that. I'm like, what's a fish? What do you mean live in a fishbowl? Like, and it's like, you know how you know how people look at fish from the outside and like just swim around and shit. That's basically what it is when you're a celebrity. It's just like everybody's looking at your life. You feel me? Trying to see where you're gonna swim to next.
Yeah, it's fucking nice. Jesus Christ. Yeah. It's like here in Seattle, because this is like a Seattle-based podcast.
Oh, that's crazy. A lot of my producers I'm working with right now, they all from Seattle.
Oh shit.
Yeah, the dude that I'm dropping a tape with October 25th, his name is Eric G. He's from Seattle. He produced all Rap City shit. Like, you feel me? He signed to Rock Nation and all that. Like, he's a big producer from Seattle, though.
That's crazy. Like, we have so many, like, hidden... It's weird because we have, like, a ton of talent here, but a lot of them's, like, hidden, and then they'll just, like, go over to California somewhere. And then like some Cali artists will be like, oh yeah, I've already connected with that guy. And then we're here in Seattle being like, what the fuck? We didn't even know this guy's a producer or an artist. Yeah. So that's what the whole podcast is. At the end of the day. That's what the whole podcast is about, is basically like bridging that gap, because a lot of Seattle artists feel like they don't really get the shine they deserve here. So like they leave to like go to people like you, and like it works out for them, but like we don't really have like a gatekeeper here when it comes to like artists. Like no one's like, oh shit, we need that.
You heard of Castro from out there? Check him out. Shout out my boy Castro. He from Seattle. He an up and coming artist coming up out of there. He's pretty dope. So when you get a chance, check him out. Honey Castro.
Yeah, you definitely have a connection with all these guys. I'll definitely interview them all, man.
Yeah, for sure.
So we don't really have gatekeepers here in Seattle. Like we don't like Little Mosey and Macklemore are dope as fuck, but no one's like, oh shit, we need like a cosign from them to blow up. But do you feel like, is Game kind of like a gatekeeper in California, or Dre definitely people kind of feel like he is?
I would say, I mean, I wouldn't call Game a gatekeeper because he doesn't like, he's not going to close the gate on anybody. You feel me? Like, I look at the gatekeepers as if like, you feel me? Like, oh, you got to do so much for me to open this door for you. You feel me? Like, or open this gate for me. And Game, he's like, oh, you rap? You trying to do with your, all right, here, go ahead, go in. You feel me? It ain't no like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, nah, you got to prove yourself. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he going to let you go in and do what you need to do. And if it don't work out for you, then it don't work out for you. To do it, do. You feel me? And that's how he is. I would say he more of like, he's like the person you can go and get the key from.
Shit.
Like, you feel me? He's a locksmith, bro.
Damn.
Yeah, I would say that. But Dre definitely gatekeeper, you know what I mean? He, you know, Snoop Dogg, you know what I mean? All of those, you know, the people that pass the torches, you know? Yeah,
do you feel like, because there's so many artists in California, there's probably millions if you think about it.
Definitely.
Like, do you need like cosigns from certain people? Or do you feel like, you know, like YG's like, I did it without Dre, like on songs like that?
Yeah.
Like, how hard is it to actually do something like that?
I mean, it is hard without, you know, I would say it's even harder without a cosign, you know what I mean? But I would say like even with the cosigns, you still gotta, you feel me, live up to those cosigns. You know what I mean? So I would say, actually, I would say it's kind of harder for you once you get a cosign because it's like everybody's expecting you to, you feel me, be the next Kendrick or be the next Nipsey Hussle. You know what I mean? Like, so I would say it's harder with a cosign, you know, than without.
I feel that.
Yeah.
So how did you get your start in music actually?
Well, I've always been doing music, like since middle school. I've always played trumpet and piano. You know, I'm a big jazz head. You feel me? I love jazz music and stuff like that. So I've always had like a music, you know, background. And then plus my dad, he's always had a studio in the house all my life because he rapped. You feel me? Yeah. So I've always like just been around it and fascinated by it. Like, and my dad bought me my first studio when I was like probably about 11, 12, and it's been a wrap since then.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Damn. So what's your process like then? Like, are you writing like every single day? Or are you going to the studio every single day? Is it in-house or out of house?
I'm in the studio every day, like, but I'm not necessarily writing. You know, I'm kind of using the Jay-Z method. You feel me? It was just, you know, a lot of shit. Just I build it up in my head and then, you know, go right away. Because my process right now with music is like, if I hear a beat, I want to get on it right away. Like even if I'm at home, I don't listen to beats at home because I feel like I gotta record. If I hear something, I gotta record to it right now. Feel me? So I like to wait till I get to the studio. I pull up all the beats people send me or stuff that, you know, we might make in the studio and just go in right then and there.
So is it like less of like a writing thing and more of like a kind of like, if you think about like a exorcism type thing where it's just like all coming out of you when you're building all that shit up?
I was telling my friend the other day, I was like, when I was a kid, I used to draw and shit, but like my process with drawing, I used to start and I would just close my eyes and just move my hand around and let my hand just do whatever it's doing. Then I open my eyes and look at it and see an image out of that scribble. You feel me? And I would trace that image that I see. You feel me? Color it in, and I got my piece now. You feel me? That's kind of the same thing I do with rapping. Like, you feel me? I just scribble around a bunch of shit in my head, and then I see where I'm going with it. I get my concept, and I know what the concept is now, and I just stick with that and just, you know, take it from there.
That's dope as fuck. I had that happened to me one time when I was drawing a picture like in middle school. I drew some scribbles and it turned out to like end up being like a dragon somehow.
Yeah,
so I literally cut that shit out and laminated it. I was like, holy fuck, how did that happen?
Oh man, for real. That's exactly the feeling right there.
So with this, you have a new project coming out soon actually, and like how did that happen? Is it because of the quarantine and it's just is there like motivation and inspiration from everything that's been going on in the world, or I've been trying to stay away from that?
I don't really too focus on, you know, I mean, I focus on COVID and all that, and, you know, try to stay, you know, safe and clean and stuff like that. But I don't really too focus on like everything that's going on in the world, like the election and all that shit. I see it, but you know, I just create, bro. I'm not really, you know, like into, it's more about my life and stuff and the things that I'm going through that I create and the things that I see my people and peers going through around me. You know what I mean? So in that aspect, yeah, you know, I make music based off that type of stuff. But yeah, I wouldn't say the quarantine like motivated me. Like I've been fucking quarantining all my life. I'm an introvert, so I'm not around a lot of people anyway. Like, you feel me? If you watch my videos and shit, don't be a lot of people in my videos. You feel me? I know a lot of people, but I just like to move along. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. I feel like there needs to be a good mix of albums coming out that focus heavily on what's going on with the virus and everything, and then albums that kind of like get you out of that zone and just feel like everything's kind of like normal, even if it's like that 20 to 50 minute time in your day listening to that album.
Yeah, pretty much. That's how I feel when I'm in the studio. You know, it just take me away. You know what I mean? But yeah, bro.
I don't know about you, but I'm like a hip hop like geek, nerd even. Like I listen, like anytime there's a new artist coming out or anything, like I always hop on it. With there being so many artists in California, whether it's as competition or as a fan, do you tap in with everything that's going on in California, or do you kind of just stick to your group and know who the idols are and try to work your way up to them.
What do you mean as far as like collaborations and stuff, or just like listening to their music?
Well, let's do both then. Let's start with like listening. Like, do you pay attention to the up and coming artists in California, and also when you hear an up and coming artist, do you try to collaborate with them, or how does that work?
I pay attention to all artists. You know, I see them. You know, like, and you know, everybody inspires me, no matter what type of music it is. But as far as like listening to new artists and stuff, I really don't listen to too much new music. Like I listen to fucking funk and Sly and the Family Stone, like old ass fucking music and shit. You feel me? James Brown and shit like that. Believe it or not, that's the shit that I listen to like on the daily. Like you feel me? But collaboration wise, like I've collaborated with Cali artists like Mozzie and Game, of course. You feel me? And a couple underground artists as well. Like, so I don't have a problem with collaborations, but yeah, I don't listen to too much new music.
I feel that because like as soon as you started talking about like jazz and stuff, I was thinking of like, I don't know if, I guess you haven't heard, but Terrace Martin just released a new album.
Yeah, I know. I don't know him personally, but I fuck with Terrace Martin heavy, bro. Like a lot of the producers I fuck with, they all in the same circle and shit. So yeah.
He released a new project called The Dinner Party, and it was like the original Dinner Party came out. It came out like a few months ago, and then they just remixed it. You know, like
the deluxe version.
And basically, it's all the same songs, just like with artists on it, like Corday and Snoop Dogg's doing the entire, like he's like narrating the whole album. It's like nuts.
No, definitely. I've definitely checked that out. What's ironic about that is the producer that's producing this project that I'm dropping, he signed to Ninth Wonder.
Oh shit.
He signed to Jamla Records, you feel me? And Rock Nation. So that Dinner Party album was by Ninth Wonder, Terrace Martin, and man, I forget the other dude's name. It was like two other jazz musicians. And so yeah, they're all coincide with each other. They're all a part of the same camp. You feel me? Jeez. So how that Dinner Party kind of sound, like a lot of this shit that I'm gonna put out is gonna like have that same, not the same type of sound, but similar vibe, I would say, similar energy.
I kind of get that from you though, because I always make sure to like listen through everyone's catalog from their first album till now. And I kind of noticed that you kind of not melodic in a way that's like trying to catch a wave, but more of like you're experimenting. And I've started to notice that from your very first album to now.
Yeah, definitely.
So is that all purposeful then?
It's definitely purposeful. I just like to try to be the best artist I can be, bro. Like, and that's what everything with producing, with you know, melodic shit, you know, rapping, you know what I mean? Like, I took a break from fucking producing beats for like fucking 4 years just because, you know, I was signed to Interscope for a while. And so they signed me for rap, you know what I mean? So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just put all my focus on rap. I want to be the best rapper. Like I'm label mates with fucking Kendrick and J. Cole, you feel me? Like I'm literally recording right next, the studio right next to Kendrick, you feel me? I'm crossing paths with these guys. So it's like, yeah, you know, so I'm like, fuck, I gotta, you know, focus just on this rap shit because this is what I'm signed for. So for a minute, like, you know, I just was focused on that. And then, you know, the melodic shit came out. You know, I was just testing everything, bro, testing the water, trying to, you know, be the best artist I could be.
That's a good point, though. I feel like if you're going to get signed and you feel like it's for rap, do you kind of feel like you get put into like a stereotype and it's just kind of hard for you to break out of that?
Yeah, bro. Like the whole time I was signed, like, oh, this sounds too much like Kendrick. Oh, this sound like Schoolboy Q. This sound like, now everybody saying I sound like fucking Nipsey. I'm like, bro, I just realized though that they only say that because those are like the top people that they can compare me to. You know what I mean? It's not an insult like I was taking it. You feel me? Like, cause I don't want to sound like anybody. You know what I mean? It's just the only people that they can think of to be like, yo, you remind me of, you feel me, this, like, you know, and I look at it now as a compliment.
Do you feel like these are like, because what I've noticed when I've like tapped into the music scene, I see that a lot too with certain artists. But do you feel like it's people that say that are more like friends or they other artists? Because I feel like when it comes to like artists, they try not to like label each other as another artist.
Yeah, it's definitely friends, you know, and like, you know, fans and stuff more than other artists. Other artists, you know, they respect, you know, my artistry.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like a lot of artists that I've been in the studio with. I don't know if you heard of Joey Fats.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my great friends. Like I've been knowing him since middle school, bro. Like,
Oh shit.
yeah. So me and him, we in the studio a lot, and he always, you know, pumps me up and lets me know, like, bro, you a cold lyricist. You know what I mean? Like, so it's definitely fans and stuff and friends that says that the most. Like, rarely any artists say that.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy, like once you like dive into like an actual music scene, it's like a total different like universe. It's like just a whole community that everyone like understands each other's lingo. Like if you bring up some like if you're hanging out with just like friends at like a dinner party or whatever, and you bring up some random other friend, you know, no one's gonna know that other friend, you know. But if you're like hanging out with like Game or someone, and you're like, oh yeah, Terrace Martin, and he's like, oh shit, yeah, of course, I know who that is. Like everyone knows each other somehow.
Nah, definitely. It's definitely a alternate universe.
It's nuts.
You know what I mean? It definitely feels like that. And a lot of things that has happened in my life, I'll be like, yo, how the fuck did I even end up in this room? Like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so it's definitely like some type of, I would say, magnetic pull to where everybody ended up knowing everybody. You know what I mean?
That's fucking nuts. Yeah. That's what I love about it, though.
Like, yeah, likewise.
Even like, it's just crazy how it works. Like, I always say I either switch between I don't know or IDK, but you know the artist IDK.
Yeah.
Like he had he just released it was like a few months ago into this like pandemic thing, but he released an album that was, I think it was for like LeBron James's like documentary or some shit like that.
Yep.
And like on his 495 song, like I was looking up the credits, and somehow Logic is on the credits, and they don't have a song together, you know? Wow. I'm like, it's just like in general, like from West to East Coast, whatever coast you're on, you just somehow get connected when you're actually dive into that music community.
I would say it's like from an artist point of view, I would say it's what it is you're trying to manifest and what you know, like it's some artists that on the same plane as you, like, you know what I mean? And they're trying to get the same message out that you're trying to get out. So you eventually just, like I said, it's that magnetic pull. Like you eventually just run into these people and you be like, damn, I vibe with this dude very well. Like Game, me and Game, like I done been to bro house, all type of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just like, you know, bro called me his best friend. You feel me? Like, so it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, and I kind of pattern, you know, my come up off of his, because, you know, from stories that he told me, it was just so relatable. You know what I mean? So I could see IDK and Logic getting in the studio. You know, I feel like they have a lot in common. You know what I mean? Like, usually that's just how it happens, bro. It's that magnetic pull, bro.
That's fucking nuts. Holy shit. So when it came to like meeting people like the Game or like signing to these record labels, what did you do differently than everyone else? Like, is it the way you marketed yourself, or because I guess there's a ton of artists that, like, what I've noticed, a lot of artists like start in the church even, and they start in a choir or something, and they have a come up from that. So like definitely starting young is important, but after that, what did you do? Like, is it come down to marketing, just knowing the right people?
Bro, I honestly don't know how the fuck I got where I'm at right now. No cap. I'm not even like, you feel me? Like, it's just pure universe, bro, and me manifesting myself around people. I just randomly met people that randomly took me places, you feel me? And I randomly ended up signing to Interscope, you feel me? Of course, I had music and all of that stuff, you know what I mean? But the relationships and the meetings were random. Like, when I signed to Interscope, I literally walked in the building by myself. No lawyer, no team, no nothing, just me conducting an Interscope deal. You know what I mean? Oh, so it was just random shit, bro.
That's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
So when it comes to like signing to labels, because I know like a lot of artists, they either want to go the independent route or they're like, I need to sign to a label to feel like I'm somebody. I feel like one thing that artists think is really important is the streams. Like, do you think there's like a number of streams you reach and then record label starts reaching out to you? Because I feel like that's like a mindset a lot of artists get into. They have to reach this certain amount of strings and then it's gonna make it for them.
Definitely, like, but there's some artists that got so many streams and labels never reach out to them. You know what I mean? But like, I signed a deal, bro. I had no fucking streams. Like, I probably had fucking 2,000 Instagram followers. You feel me? Like, it was just like, it's purely off who you know, bro.
Yeah.
You feel me? I just happened to build a relationship with one of the A&Rs up there. Shout out to Manny Smith. You feel me? And shit, it just, and then I end up meeting I don't know if you ever heard of Stat Quo. You feel me?
He was on the Games' Blood Moon album.
Yeah, so Stat Quo is the one that literally, like, I was already conducting business with Interscope, but when Stat Quo got involved with me is when the deal was solidified.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Damn. I feel like that's important for artists to realize, because I feel like, because it's weird, because when it comes to being an artist, there's just so many different ways to make it or blow up. It's like when you're looking up, if you like Google how to make a good song, the generic way to make a good song is never going to actually work. It's just so many different ways to make it, in a sense.
I mean, I always tell people, you never know if you got a good song until everybody likes it anyway. You know what I mean? I would say just make your truth.
Yeah.
Make your truth, make your music. Like you said, you hear that I experiment a lot, and people will, hear that and realize that. You know what I mean? Like, so I would and be inspired by it, like you, like how we connecting right now. You feel me? So I would say just go in that motherfucker and speak your truth and be you.
For sure.
And then the fans is gonna come. Somebody out there gonna be able to relate to what you're saying. You know what I mean? If it's genuine.
100%.
Yeah.
So when it comes to, because you said for the True Colors song on the 1992 album, it was, people didn't really notice that until the latest album that Game did, Born to Rap. But for you personally, what do you think was more like influential for you to do, like more important for you to do, the True Colors one or the one you just did, the Carmen Electra one?
Well, the True Colors definitely, because that was my debut, bro. And like I went on a whole tour off that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I got like a lot of blogs, hit me up, fucking Two Dope Boys, you feel me? Hot New Hip Hop DX. I was on all these blogs and it gave me a lot of notoriety. You know what I'm saying? So I would say both of them, honestly, because once I did the Born to Rap, it just solidified, like, okay, he's really here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that wasn't just a one-time thing. You know what I mean? And now he's on a track with fucking Mozzie and shit. Like, you know what I mean? And and before I did that track with Mozzie, I already had my own song with Mozzie too. So it was just like me and the bros in the fucking studio. You know what I mean? So that's, yeah, I would say both of them were equally important.
Yeah, I feel that. That's just fucking crazy, dude. Like, Game is honestly probably just like my favorite artist. Like, I love Lil Wayne, but like, the Game just always puts out crazy shit.
Definitely quality shit too. Like, it just should be amazing. That whole I was in the whole Born to Rap session. I was there like through everything. You feel me? And like just the vibe and that motherfucker was just like, yo, like. And then the Nipsey verse. You feel me? Like, I got a chance to meet Nipsey through that. You feel me? Like,
shit.
And then the verse and all that, and then he passed away. And that's how I ended up meeting Dr. Dre, like, because we went to go mix Nipsey vocals at Dr. Dre's studio. You feel me?
Wow.
And so I was blessed to be able to play some music for Dr. Dre. When he was just playing shit, and he was like, "Yo, who want the ox?" I'm like,
fuck.
Yeah, so I was able to play some shit, and he fucked with it, like, you feel me? Because he was like, he told me too, he's like, "This is a hard room, so you better play some hard shit." I was like, man, I'm like, now I'm really spooked.
Holy Really? Fuck.
Yeah, I played it. He liked it. You feel me? I was able to get it on film. You feel me? So you could actually go on YouTube and see me and Dre in the studio.
Hell yeah, I saw that shit, dude.
Yeah, like yeah, bro, shit's crazy.
Damn, that must be so exciting. Just like thinking back about it, like some people just like their favorite memory might be just like I don't know, going to like a house party with their friends or some shit. I don't know, something that you won't even remember because you're too wasted.
Yeah.
And then you could just think about all these memories of studio sessions with like Dr. Dre, the game, like.
Man, I still find it hard to believe. I pinch myself on the daily just to make sure I'm not dreaming.
Fucking nuts.
Yeah, honestly, that's how it is.
How do you feel about when like what I see a lot of times now is like if someone's going to like California, whether it's an artist or whoever, they always try to like make a stop at like that Nipsey Memorial where he's like there's like the mural of him and they're always like praying or some shit. Like, how does that make you feel? I feel like
that's cat. You feel me? They should have gave my nigga his roses while he was here. You feel me? Like all that shit is cat, bro. Like, you know, I ain't gonna say all of it is. You know, some people, you know, Nipsey might have really affected their life in a way. You know what I'm saying? So I can't say everybody, but like 6ix9ine and that bullshit. You feel me? Like that was cat, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Just, you know, some of that shit just be for clout, bro. You know what I mean? And I don't really respect that too much.
Yeah, for sure. Like just me seeing that stuff online, I'm like, what the fuck?
Like you see on like you go on my page, I don't really post Nick or nothing like that. You feel me? Like if I do, it's on my story or something, but not because I don't like him or nothing, just because like I feel like bro really made an impact on my life. You feel me? Like and his music is special to me and how I feel is special. So, you know, that's between me and, you know, God, you know what I mean? Like, and Nick, you know what I mean? Like, I don't got to prove to everybody how much I fuck with Nick, you know what I mean? Like, that's how I feel. Like, give them their roses while they're here, you know what I mean?
100%. I feel like, I don't know, it's like, I think social media is good for like artists or like a media platform if you need to like promote something. But overall, I feel like what's the point of like capturing something, in my opinion? I feel like you're there, just cherish it while you're there.
Yeah, that's exactly. I feel the same way. A lot of times I was in these studio sessions and stuff, bro. I ain't pull my phone out once. You know what I mean? Like, no cameras was recording. You know, a lot of stuff was just, you know, intimate artistry. You know what I mean? And just like I had to soak up the vibe and the room for myself. You feel me? Before I could just pull my phone out and oh yeah, that's what I'm doing. You know, I wanted to feel all of that energy. You know what I mean?
For sure. Yeah. It's funny because like there's the saying, you know, a picture is worth 1,000 words. But I feel like when you're an artist, like
we already got 1,000 words.
But like when you're going to like, if you're going to like a meet and greet or something, like anyone realistically, or if just walking down the street, anyone can realistically like take a picture and then say, oh, this is what actually happened. This is like, this was such a deep moment for me. But to actually like be in the studio with someone or actually spend genuine time, actually just talking to someone is so much deeper than like a picture.
Oh, it definitely is, bro. It definitely is. You know, I got so much motivation and so many pep talks and from legends. You know what I mean? Like and people that I look up to that I call my mentors. Like Stackwell is one of my mentors today. You feel me? We still in cahoots with each other. You know, even though the Interscope thing fell apart, but you know, I still get advice from him. You know what I mean? Like, and yeah, bro, like. It's deeper when you actually have the relationship. I would tell people like, you know, people think it's about streams and money and all that. Like, nah, it's about building relationships in this industry. You feel me? It's ups and downs all the time. So, you know, if you got that good bond with people that's still in this game, you know, making moves and making shit happen, like it's kind of impossible for you to fall off. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Building relationships is the best. You know, Whack 100, that's another dude. Like, you feel me?
Shit.
Give me hella game, you know what I mean? Like, I could call him right now, all that, you know what I mean? So,
damn.
Yeah.
That's so fucking crazy.
Yeah. True story. True story.
So right now, are you signed or are you managed or how are you going about making music right now?
Oh, I'm independent right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm independent. I'm trying to stay independent. You feel me? If I do any business with a label, it's just gonna be a publishing deal.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like something like that. Not a publishing deal, excuse me, a distribution deal.
Distribution.
Yeah, you know, I'm keeping all my publishing.
You don't want to be like Big Sean and all those guys right now freaking out at Kanye.
No, and Kanye, that's one of my
Best
I
friends? Oh shit.
I don't even know Kanye. I wish I knew him personally, like, but that's an idol from afar. You know what I mean? It's a mentor from afar. Like, but as far as the business and all that, and people, you know, him owing people money, that's the game, bro. Why do you think they call it the game? You know what I mean? Like, it's a fucking game, and if you don't know all the rules to this shit, then that's kind of on you. You feel me? And when Big Sean first signed that deal, I guarantee you he didn't give a fuck about how much money he wasn't getting because he had money that he didn't have before.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now it's just like now he's this artist and he want all of his, you know, he's trying to be a businessman, and, you know, so now you gotta play that game to get your shit back.
Mm-hmm. Dude, his song with Nipsey though, Deep
Oh yeah,
Reverence.
that's amazing.
Holy shit.
I fuck with Big Sean too. Like that's another artist that I truly fuck with, like his music.
So I think it's always important to ask artists, especially ones that have gone through like, you know, being signed and unsigned, like, and being independent. What are the pros and cons of being signed and what are the pros and cons of being independent?
Well, the pros of being signed, if you're an artist that already has you know, so much notoriety, streams, you got, you know, millions of streams, you got followers, you know, stuff like that. The pros of signing to a record label is you have that machine to push you now to, you know, have shit, even more millions of views and followers and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The cons, I would say, is you don't have as much freedom anymore to just be you. You know what I'm saying? So if you already have a following and all of these streams and all this, what the fuck you need a label for anyway? You know what I'm saying? You can keep 100% of all your shit. You feel me? The label might be able to push it a little more, and you got more, you know, streams now and more of this. But shit, they taking damn near half of that from you. So you, in the end of it all, you still only got the same amount of money you started with to begin with. So what's the point? You know what I mean? That's why a lot of artists in today's time are going independent.
What's the biggest takeaway that you got from being signed? Like, what are some things that you've learned that has helped you continue your independent career?
I learned how the industry works. You know, I learned what labels want. You know what I mean? As far as music, the type of music that they want, because there is an agenda of certain music that they only want to put out. You feel me? So I learned that, and shit, I met the connections I've made through just being in that building and stuff. You know, with like execs and like, you feel me, other artists. You feel me, that were signed, that still signed, that, you know, still look out for me. You know, with features or if I need some beats or something like that. You know what I mean? So at the end of it all, the relationship is the best thing that I got from being in that industry world.
For sure. So when you learned more about the industry, like, was it disheartening in a way? Or was it like a positive experience actually understanding how the industry worked? Or you're like, oh shit, my dreams of thinking this was like a beautiful thing is kind of shattered and it's kind of gross and ugly when you actually get into the roots of everything.
I mean, in a way, yeah, I felt like it was ugly because I didn't have as much freedom to make the music that fucking got me signed to begin with. It was like they was trying to make me into an artist that I wasn't. You know what I mean? So it was just like that was the ugly part for me. You know what I mean? Like damn, I ain't got no freedom and shit. So once, you know, I finally left, I was still working with Game. I just left Interscope and I ended up on Born to Rap. Like, what are the odds of that shit? You feel me? Like, so, like, at the end of the day, I just feel free. Like, once I left, I'm like, oh, I'm free. I could do anything I want, put whatever music I don't want to put, You feel me? Like, and tap into the sound that I know is inside of me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was my experience with that.
And then I
Shout
feel
out
like
to Interscope though. They looked out for me, you feel me, for years. The checks were lovely. All that shit was great. You feel me? I ain't got no bad blood with Interscope or none of that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but it's time for me to do me now.
For sure. When I hear about artists talking about like in the industry, like certain labels trying to mold them into a specific artist, is it something that you notice right away, or is it like a year down the road and you're like, oh shit, this is actually not what I'm all about. This is not what my music's about. Or
Well,
is it?
for me, I didn't notice it right away. You know, I can't speak on all artists. You know, some may notice it right away, some may not. For me, you know, I had the money blinding me. Feel me? I had the opportunities to walk inside these Interscope buildings. Like I said, I'm recording right next door to Kendrick, Jid, all of these big artists. So it was just like I was blinded by all of that shit. You feel me? Like, and I'm like, I'm listening. I'm like, okay, whatever they tell me, I'm like, okay, all right, that's what I'm gonna do, because I felt like that was what was gonna get me to the top. You feel me? But it didn't work out like that. You know what I mean? So I would say, you know, if you're an artist, man, and you sign to a label, you feel me, just try to be yourself as much as possible. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. So when you have friends that are artists that reach out to you that may be up and coming and they talk to you about like record labels, do you kind of lean them towards being independent, or do you like, if it works for you, sign to a label? Like, what are your conversations with your friends?
I tell them if it works for you, you know, it'll work. Like, you know what I mean? Especially if they got like a good following. I'm like, bro, you just need to go in there and get you a distribution deal. You know what I'm saying? Don't sign no album deals, no, none of that shit. You know what I mean? Like, just go in there and get you a distribution deal. You already got a following, keep doing your thing. You know what I mean? Like, basically, so I guess I would say I kind of push them towards the independent route. It's just more money in it. You know what I mean? And pretty much, like, unless you're an artist like Drake or something, you know what I mean? Like, then yeah, the label is gonna be lovely for you. You know what I mean? Like, you're their top selling artist, so they're gonna accommodate you and make sure anything you want you get. You know what I mean? Like, but when you're an upcoming artist, like trying to get to that Drake level, oh man, you gotta go through some doors. You know what I mean?
So with your new project, what's the title of it?
Nostradamus.
And what's the goal with it?
Well, of course, I know you've heard of Nostradamus before, right?
The vampire?
No, Nostradamus was a philosopher, I would say.
Oh shit!
Somebody.
I was thinking of Nosferatu. What the fuck?
Yeah, like no. He like if you look him up, like, you know, he's up there with like Leonardo da Vinci and all of them type of people. You know, one of them people that predicted, you know, things that were gonna happen or whatever. You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm a blood from LA, and we call ourselves Damus. You feel me? So I just took the S off and called my shit Nostradamus. You feel me? Like, so I'm like, you know, predicting shit for my life and for, you know, the hood. You feel me? You know what I mean? Like, so the goal behind it was I'm trying to basically I'm expressing to everybody how my life changed. You feel me? Once I made a decision to focus on music and putting my message out there. You feel me? And how much good thing gravitated towards me rather than me being out in the streets selling drugs and, you feel me, all the other shit, you know, because I done went to jail, all that shit in my life too. So this album basically explains, like, you feel me, you can make a positive change. Like, you feel me? And, you know, look, use me as an example. You feel me? So that's the goal.
It's fucking beautiful.
Yeah, appreciate
I like it. So what was the process behind making this album? Did it take a long time? Was this all during this whole quarantine deal, or?
It was definitely during the quarantine, like right when the quarantine started. It took me about, I say 3 months to put it together, you know, in the midst of like me working on other projects and shit at the same time, because I got about 5 projects sitting right now. You feel me? So yeah, I was just bouncing back and forth different projects, like, you feel me? Like, but Nostradamus was one, like, Eric G came through with them beats. And Nostradamus was one, like, every time he played a beat for me, I was like, oh, I hear something. You feel me? Like, let's go. You feel me? So that one was like my main focus. That's why it's coming out first.
That's exciting. And like, so the picture on your Instagram, is that what it's going to look like? It's kind of like,
Yep.
it's like West Side Gun's album, kind of. Did you see that? The Sunshine album? I forget what the title of it was, but it was like a drawing, kind of. I forget.
Yeah. That's the cover. It's a canvas. It's an actual canvas. Like the same producer that produced all the beats drew the actual cover.
Oh shit.
Well, yeah. So it gets real deep, like, and you know, it's hidden messages within the cover and all that. Like if you listen to the album and look at the cover, you'd be like, yo, what the fuck? Like, you feel me? Like, and yeah, so that's the cover. We just laid it out on the lawn. You feel me? Took a nice little picture, and like once I seen the picture, I was just like, yeah, I love this. This has to be the cover. Like, you know what I mean?
That's exciting.
So, yeah, that is the cover.
That's crazy. So when is that one coming out?
October 25th.
Is there a reason for that date, or just because you're ready for it?
It's always a reason behind everything. You feel me? I'm a big numerologist too. You feel me? So
oh shit.
I'm not gonna say what it is, you know, right now because I want the album to drop and all of that first. You feel me? But yes, there is a reason behind it. You feel me? And those numbers add up to mean something.
Damn. That's hella exciting, dude.
Well, you could kind of go add it up on your own, like, and go on Google and be like, yo, what does the number 25 mean? What is, you feel me? Add the numbers up and see, you know what I mean? And come up with your own conclusion. That's why I'm not going to say exactly what it means for me. I would want to give everybody else their opportunity to see if it means something for them as well.
For sure. Well, dude, like, I was really excited to talk to you, and you say you're an introvert, but I feel like you're easy to talk to as fuck. And like, I feel like I can just fucking nerd out with you about music.
Oh yeah, man, it's a pleasure talking to you as well, man. I'm glad that we was able to connect.
Yeah, for sure. So I always ask every guest, what is some advice they have for up and coming artists, creators, influencers?
I would say go with your first mind and don't take no advice from me. Because I ain't perfect, you feel me? I don't know shit. I'm a student to the game. A wise man knows he knows nothing at all. So just forever be a student and get as much knowledge and studies as you can with what it is that you're trying to do, whether it's rap or whatever it is in life.
For sure. Well, man, I end the podcast by saying this is the NAST podcast, and then my guest says their name. So this is the NAST podcast with
OSBE Chill in the building, the real OSBE Chill to be exact.